Okay, now we will enter into meditation. Today's meditation is a very interesting meditation. It's a very beautiful mantra, the first mantra in the Bhagavad Gita that which talks about the jiva's nature. See, so far we have understood in Mandukya Upanishad that the jiva's nature is turiyam, which is pure consciousness. The same thing is explained in Bhagavad. How? Let us see the mantra. This is the 12th mantra. Last week we started with meditation in Bhagavad Gita. In the last week, we covered the 11th mantra where Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, you should never grieve at all. You should never have sorrow in life. Why? Because you don't know that don't know the truth of this world. You are sorrowful because you are a ajnani. Now here he starts the jnanam. He starts teaching. What is the nature of all the jivas? What is your nature? What is my nature? That is the topic in the next 18 verses. Totally 20 verses are there. This is the second verse. This is the first teaching, first lesson which Lord Krishna tells Arjuna about his nature. Let us now see how Vijaya chants this.
न त्वेवाहं जातुनासं न त्वेवाहं जातुनासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपाः न चैव न भविष्यामः न चैव न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम् सर्वे वयमतः परम्.
The central message of this verse is that we are all eternal human beings. We are eternal in our nature. Okay, that is the central message. Now, how does he convey this? How does Lord convey this? We are all eternal, not as this body, not as this mind, but as Atma. This Atma survives the death of the physical body. When it survives, what is it called? It is called as Sat Chit Atma, which we have seen in Taittiriya Upanishad. The definition of Atma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Atma. We should understand that all of us have got two eyes. Eyes means embodied self, unembodied self. Embodied self means the waker, dreamer, sleeper, the ego I, which is identified with the three sharirams. Try to understand the concept behind this verse. Then you will understand all the balance 18 verses, you will understand very easily. So, one is called as the ego I, embodied self. There is another I, which is called as unembodied self. That is the topic of all the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says all the individuals are in their original nature, they are pure Atma, they exist all the time, they are not limited by time and space. What happens in death? We don't become non existent nothingness. Very important sentence. Normally, what do we think? When the body dies, that person is no longer there at all. But here, what Lord Krishna is saying, Atma survives. There is a continuity of the past, present, and the future. In what way is this continuity? Spiritually, there is continuity. The Atma in us is changeless. Therefore, we can say that we are there in the past, in the present, and in the future. Identified with this Atma alone gives me moksha. Moksha means freedom from this identification with the body and mind as I. Embodied self is the small I. Unembodied self is the big I. There is something called as reincarnation theory. That means when we leave this body, the soul takes up one more body. Swami Chinmayananda, he quotes this particular quotation from Islam. He says, I died out of the stone, became a plant. I died out of the plant, became an animal. I died out of the animal, became man. Died out of man and became a divine soul. Therefore, why should I fear death? I have faced so many deaths in my past lives. But I should never fear death because it is a law of life. We see so many prodigies in this world today. Some can chant the entire Bhagavad Gita at the age of 5 or 4, 5, 6. Some are very great pianists. Some are, renowned scholars. They are singers, dancers. So many at very young age. How? It all explains to us this reincarnation theory of the law of life. We are all born again and again into different bodies. Therefore, Lord Krishna in this verse, the 12th verse of Bhagavad Gita, he says, we never cease to exist. We always exist in the past, in the present, and in the future. Therefore, don't grieve. Through this body, birth and death, I always existed as the Atma. Even after the death of the body, we will exist. Atma is eternal. In 3 periods of time, it doesn't change. Past, present, future. Time changes. But consciousness in which the time arrives, exists, and then departs. That consciousness is my real nature. Okay. Very beautiful verse. The central meaning of this verse is don't ever grieve in your life, neither for yourself, neither for others. These are the mantras which, if you are able to assimilate in your mind, it goes into subconscious mind, you will never have fear of death. Always remember this. Then what will happen? I am ever this Atma. That thought will continuously be there. In the next verse, Lord Krishna will explain to us how is this self eternal. Next week, our meditation will be on that verse number 30. Let's close our eyes. Lord Krishna, in the 12th mantra of Bhagavad Gita, teaches us that we are eternal. Nitya Sarupaha Aham Asmi. Nitya, refers to the consciousness, pure existence. Body, mind, the three avasthas, panchakoshas, they are all incidental. Appearances called mithya, seeming. The truth behind all of them is Atma. As Atma, I am ever free. Asangaha, pure, unrelated. This fact was not known to me. Now, with the grace of the Lord, I have the teaching of the Bhagavad Gita. Before the birth of this body, I existed as Atma. When I experience this body, I exist as Atma. When I don't experience this body in sleep, I continue as pure consciousness. Changeless, screen in which waking, dream, and sleep, they come and go. I have no death. I have no birth as consciousness, as existence. I lend existence to the three avasthas. I am independent of the three avasthas. I don't require any illumination. I am self-evident Atma. Ever pure, not affected by time. Time is born in Atma. Time resolves in Atma. Universe is born in Atma. Universe resolves in Atma. Repeat in your mind 3 times. I am eternal Atma. Oh, oh, Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently open your eyes.